Hello, colleagues. In this episode, I'm going to show you how I created this tutor checklist and how you can modify and publish it to your own website. So I'm going to first, if you don't have a copy of this checklist, you can grab it here at this code, and this code will take you to what I'm talking about. And then the repository where you can edit this is going to be here at this code. Okay, so this is the GitHub repository that houses the information. All right, so now that you've got that, what I'm going to do is take you over to that repository, and it should look like this. What you're going to do in order to bring it into your own repository, you're going to want to make an account at GitHub, by the way. I assume you have already done that, but if not, make an account with GitHub. It's very easy to sign up. You can probably do that within like a minute, maybe 2 minutes. It's a very easy process, just like any other sign up. And what GitHub basically is like a social media platform for programmers, more or less. But it's more than that because it allows for collaboration between colleagues on a project. And in fact, you could have millions of people collaborating on the same project by doing the process that I'm about to show you. So the first thing is that you're going to want to fork this repository. Right over here is where you find the fork button. And it's grayed out for me because I already have this repository in my account. But when you fork it, it's going to take that entire database and it's going to move it over into your account. And then you can make changes to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here to, well, first I'll show you. In order to publish, all I did was I went to Settings and then Pages, and I selected Main. And that's it. That's all it takes to make your website go live. And you can have as many free websites on GitHub as you want. So you can, again, Settings, Pages, and then Main. That's how you publish your website. Now, if you want to make some changes, let's go ahead and let's grab this code. So I'm going to click on index.html. That is where the code for the tutor checklist is held. And I'm going to copy this. And now I'm going to go to an LLM. So this is like, for example, Google AI Studio. This is a nice little interface that lets you use voice interaction. It lets you print or generate images. But what I like it for is the coding. So I'm going to click here, paste that in, and you can see it's all there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it some instructions where, so if you look at my original checklist, and let me zoom in a little bit so it's a little bit nicer, you can read it. If you'll notice, there's 7 items on here, and maybe that's a lot to remember for a checklist. So what you could do is you could say, I'd like you to redesign this checklist to have only 5 components. Please use your best judgment on how to reconfigure, and then provide the HTML on our new list. Okay, so it's probably going to take that same um, design that we used before, and so it's not going to change too much of the appearance of this, but it'll just sort of consolidate and give us a 5 points checklist instead. And you can see it writes much faster than how quickly I could type. Even if I knew exactly what to type, I wouldn't be able to do it quite this fast. And it does make mistakes. It is possible for it to make mistakes, but it doesn't do it very often. Most of the time when you run this, it's going to run the first time out. So I'm going to copy this and then I'm going to paste this into my repository, but I'm not just going to put it in main. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start a new branch. So you see here where it's got, you see how it has one branch? I'm going to click on main and I'm going to, where it says view all branches. I'm going to click that, and it lets you create a new branch. So on yours, um, you could keep the original branch as I have it, or you could directly edit it. I'm going to make this a new branch, and I'm going to call this 5 because this has only 5 points. So let's create this new branch, and then I'm going to go to code. I'm going to go to um, the branch. Now you can see that it appears as 5. I'm going to click on this. And now I'm going to edit the index, edit this file, and then commit changes. So I just copied what it had there and I pasted it in, and that's pretty much all it is to it. So now I'm going to go to settings, and instead of the page being main, I'm going to make the page 5 and save that. And that's all it takes to update the which branch it is drawing from. So you'll notice that the coding that intimidates people, um, where you have to write all these divs and lists and sections, headers, all the JavaScript for the button interactions, all that kind of stuff. None of that did I have to write, right? I mean, at this point, AI does all of this heavy lifting that used to take specialized knowledge and a lot of practice and a lot of training in order to be able to do. And it does all of that part now. You really only have to communicate in English what you want, and it implements it. So I really hope that takes a lot of the intimidation about coding out of this process for those who are non-coders. Um, if you want to just adapt code, it's super straightforward. But even if I were writing that from scratch, it would not be that much more difficult. And you'll end up with something that's like this. Now, if I were to refresh this, I don't think we've had enough time that it'll update. But let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh. Oh, yep, there it goes. So it did just convert this to a 5. You can see it changed some of these. It omitted some of these. It still has the preparation, the rapport and direction. Guided learning is a little bit different, and concluding the session. So it pretty much consolidated the middle 3 into a much longer guided learning section. And I think rapport and direction got a little bit longer too. But most of these were, um, yeah, it consolidated it into 5 sections. So that is how that works. I could, of course, go back. This is the beauty of GitHub, is that it's version control. So this is a way of being able to manage which version of a project we are using. So I can go to settings and I can switch this back as I'm going to. I'm going to go ahead and switch this back to main, and that way I haven't lost the progress that I had on there. I have a different version that's up and running here, but I'm not committed to it. I could revert back to the original format that I had, and it'll take a minute. If I refresh now, I don't think it's going to be this fast. Yeah, it still is at the 5, but eventually it is going to propagate back, and it's going to update the internet and let it know that we're back to our 7 component checklist. All right, so if you have questions, you can, of course, email me at rogersjj@palmbeachstate.edu. I'll put that in the comments, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Hope that you found this helpful. Thanks.